Welcome to Queer Coded Country, where yeehaw meets yes queen.
A podcast about growing up in the South and realizing that it's pretty dang queer. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Hunter. But for this episode, I'm also Mother God.
And welcome to the Queer Coded Country Corporate Retreat, the official kickoff of season 2, where we are live streaming. Well, we're not live streaming, but we are coming to you live as you're listening
We
to
are
this.
live in Fire Island. We can see the ocean.
Yes.
We are, some would say, building the racy. If you know what a racy is, honey, shout out to the racy.
I just need to be informed. I don't need to be accountable.
I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be accountable. What's the
Consulted.
Consulted?
Consulted.
I'll be consulted.
Yeah,
I'll be consulted, but
a few people I'm looking at on the beach need to be consulted for their outfits.
Honey, well, somebody...
Fashion police.
We are giving fashion police with these held microphones. The power that we have right now holding a microphone, looking at the ocean, there are naked men that we can see.
Exactly.
And
that's inspiration.
And honey,
motivation.
Actually, we're just going to talk about the beautiful curve of his dick the whole time.
Well, because this is the perfect time because we are recording live from Fire Island, like you said. And today we are getting deep into our Fire Island journeys and what it means to us.
And we really do mean that we're on a corporate retreat.
Yeah.
We do have legal counsel Brian here, but we've locked him downstairs in a room that he can't get out of because we don't need any corporate lawyers ruining our vibe.
Cover your ears.
And the thing that is, I mean, I'm like giddy right now filming in Fire Island because it's so special to me. It's so special to you. There is something we said to each other last summer.
Yeah.
When we were initially planning this.
Yeah.
I remember we said, don't let this just be an idea we had on the boardwalk.
Yep.
And to be 20 episodes deep a year later.
20 episodes. That is a season of Housewives.
Honey. And we are housewives
and
of Fire Island. Of the Cuckoo's Nest. Oh my God, the Cuckoo's Nest. We need to introduce the Cuckoo's Nest where we are.
We are coming to you live from the Cuckoo's Nest, which is a lofted area in the house that we stay. And it is very deep and very precious to us.
The things that this nest has seen.
If these four walls could talk.
Honey, these four lonely walls have changed the way I feel. Running by Beyonce, if you don't know.
Love.
But this is so special.
Yeah.
It's special for us to be here. It's special for us to be doing something different. In season 1, we were like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And we did. We'll be honest. We applied a lot of pressure to ourselves. Plot twists. We're type A girlies.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
A little bit of perfectionists.
And we eventually got to a place where we were like, let's just do it. Like season 1 is just doing it, realizing things.
And we did realize some things, if I must say.
Kylie Jenner realized a few things. We realized a lot of things.
Yeah.
But this season, we're excited to play around with new things.
Yeah.
We've heard from people listening. We've heard ourselves, which has been a journey.
Yes.
And we are ready to experiment.
100%.
So if season 1, we realized things.
Yeah.
Season 2, we're experimenting with things.
We're experimenting and also we're surveying, we're talking, we're asking questions. We're wanting to get to know deeper things and
deeper into the well.
A question that you have posited to me many times on this podcast is why I haven't showed up in uniform.
Bitch.
I want to stand on the record and say that I am wearing a uniform today and we are always a team.
Always.
But we are also members of the Fire Island Pines Census Bureau.
And the Census Bureau is the perfect uniform for this episode. And if you can't see from the screen, but also for the people just listening, the Census Bureau is spelled Sin, S-I-N, Cis, S-I-S.
Yep.
And it is one of the most iconic things that we have ever done.
100%. Even if it's just in our minds.
I think it's global.
Yes, of course.
Renowned.
It's worldwide, baby.
It's worldwide, just like Candy Burris.
Yes.
So we're going to get started to set the tone. Oh my God, I set the
You're
tone,
setting
not
the tone
stage.
This season
oh my
we're setting
God,
the
what
tone.
if I'm setting the tone now?
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
We'll see. But to set the tone for what Fire Island is, who we are out here, all of the things, we're going to go into so much detail, but these shirts represent a legacy.
Yes.
So in Fire Island, there is tea, which we'll tell you about, but everyone does like a theme.
Yeah.
Everyone goes all out And we one year, I think it was me, Ike, David, I can't remember who else. We somehow landed on being the Census Bureau. And we decided that we were going to wear these outfits,
Yep.
have clipboards. Bitch, we had empty briefcases, if you recall.
Oh, honey, the satchel bag was over the
Oh my
shoulder.
God. And we weren't going door to door to capture the census. We were going
No.
around T,
To where the people are.
where the people are. And we had a list of questions
A true census survey.
and we collected data.
Yeah.
And we've done it.
And we collected data.
It was ridiculous. And there were probably 10 of us
Yeah.
in these same uniforms. We had visors, clipboards,
Wigs.
the whole thing right here.
We have the actual results. So, mind you, we are on our separate journeys. We are interviewing people. We are asking the sets of questions and we are collecting data, as you said. Our friend overnight tabulated
Yes.
the
Oh
results,
my
and we
God.
have a true
visual
visual
data visualization.
representation.
And we airdropped it
Yeah.
to everyone the next day. Anyone
Yeah.
whose airdrop was on, we gave the data.
Yeah.
So the questions were professional.
Yeah.
Very, very
100%.
data forward.
Yes. Driven by the community.
Driven by the community. So we're going to go through them.
Yep.
And the first question was top, bottom, verse. 21% were tops, 25% were bottoms, and 54% were verse. Feels
Love
like
that.
it's skewing a little high on verse
Yeah.
compared to what I've experienced out here. But that's fine.
Oh, choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Okay. The next was sugar daddy or sugar baby. 60% daddy wanted to be sugar daddy. 40% baby. Also think people were lying there.
Yeah.
That feels skewed. There's a lot of sugar babies out here.
Yeah, I think people want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be a sugar
I also
baby.
think that the survey could be a little bit skewed because they were looking at us and trying to give
Yes.
an answer that they thought was permissible to
Well,
us.
I do think that the responses very much had a lot to do with if their friends were around or not.
Yes.
So the next was hole picks or feet picks. Overwhelming response for hole picks, 80%.
Wow. Shout out to holes.
Holes everywhere. You are the picks that the people want.
Yep.
And that's why we're running for New York City Comptroller, because we know that hole picks are more important than feet picks.
That's right.
That's what the community comptrollers want. The next was tell us how big your penis is on a scale from a Vienna sausage to the Burj Khalifa.
And that's range. And that's on range. And I want to know what people put.
Well, we did ultimately have to ask for the inches.
Yeah.
Because, people are not.
They don't know how big the Burj Khalifa actually is.
Yeah, they did. I don't, but I've been to it. And then I went to a Chili's after. Okay, so the average was 6.82. That seems fair.
Yeah.
I think the national average is 5.
Yeah, actually, because when everybody that I did the data with, everybody was like going a little high, and I was like, "There's no way."
Well, that's what everyone on Sniffies adds a half an inch.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I know if there's anyone that knows what 8 inches is, it's me.
It's Hunter.
And when I see 8 inches on a Sniffies profile, and I get there, and it's like 6.9, I know.
6.9.
Do I walk away? No, 'cause I don't. I am a size queen, but I'm an equal opportunity dick size slut. The smallest was 4.5 inches.
Okay.
Respect for the honesty.
Shout out.
And also, literally, we can't control this.
No.
That's the whole thing. This is a shady question, but it's not anything that we have control over.
What do they say? It's not the size of the boat, the motion of the ocean.
And honey, let me tell you, I've been dicked down by a lot of people, and sometimes it does not matter.
I completely agree that it does not matter.
Again, equal opportunity, dick size, slut.
And that's why we're running for New York City Comptroller.
And honestly, the comptroller is the keeper of the dick size of the city.
Yeah.
We think.
That's the job description. What's the next question?
Wait, the biggest was 9.5. And I did ask for proof, and I saw it.
Okay.
And it was. Okay, we digress. But the census was iconic. We did it the first time, and the response was pretty good.
Yeah.
The owner of the bar where we did it, did think that we were ABC and try to kick us out. And I was like, baby, this is a theme, honey. Honey, we're not
Are
official,
you
but it's because we look so official.
and that's how many smooth brains there are out there.
Well, honey, the visor really gave
Oh,
ABC it was the
honey.
empty briefcase.
Yeah, us and our
That
skirts and our briefcases.
that was giving federal
Yeah,
employee.
for sure.
So, what a way to start.
There are, like, so many to what we're talking about, like, themes and activities that go into it, but a lot of it actually is, like, so rooted in, like, our gay forefathers, our queer forefathers,
Yes.
and sisters and brothers and siblings, and
Yes.
this has been going on for so long. Like, Fire Island is a true, like, historical pivotal
Yes.
point in queer history, I think.
Yes, and we will be honest,
Yeah,
because we've said before, feelings,
not
not
facts.
facts. We're not historians,
Yeah.
and we're not trying to be
Mm-mm.
on this podcast. And so what you're gonna hear from us today is a lot of our experience. We're gonna
Yeah,
touch on some things, but there is a beautiful, deep-rooted
yeah.
history of the Pines, and we will direct you there.
Yes.
You should watch, the Fire Island movie
Yeah.
that Joel Kim Booster
Great
did.
fictional, but also representative interpretation of the experience on Fire
Yes,
Island.
and I think the thing that that movie did so well that we both feel had some wine out
Hello,
here in Fire
girl.
Island, the Arkansas came out, is that it does a really good job of representing the good and the bad
Yeah.
of the island because there are so many beautiful things about the island. There are also toxic things in the history.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the most inclusive. It's a privilege that we get to come here. Like there's all of this
10,000%.
there's a ton of nuance in the island and there are a lot of, opinions about
Yeah.
that. And I think the movie did a really good job
Yeah.
of showing some of the racism, some
Right.
of the exclusive community things, but talking
Yeah.
about how, they still have their chosen family there and they're
Right.
fighting to save the house, honey.
Yes.
Fighting to save the house, which
Oh
we
my
may be
god.
doing. We may
Fire Island
be
2.
doing, but we love it.
Yeah.
And we've had a positive experience. And in so many ways, like you were saying some stuff earlier about just like the vibe of the island. Cause like,
Yeah.
when I talk about being in Fire Island, the first thing people say is like, "Oh my god, you went to Fire Festival?" I'm like, "Baby, have I eaten a cheese slice on a piece of bread out here? For
Damn
sure
right.
to survive." But no, they
Yeah.
think it's that. I'm like, "Baby, it's a sandbar.
Yeah.
It's a sandbar off the coast of Long Island, mama."
And that is why what not is queer coded about Fire Island, what is country coded about Fire Island is the small community aspect. It
Yes.
is no different than growing up in DeWitt and having one grocery store, knowing the people that run it,
Yes.
parking yourself in line and saying, "Oh shoot, I gotta go get this over here. Will you hold my spot?" And they
Yes.
do it.
And people say hi.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I ever came, I was going, "Hello, dear. You for Janae down Fire Island?"
And
Like, running down the island, and everyone was, like, laughing,
Yeah.
celebrating. It is that small town feel, and the girls of the pantry are my heroes.
yeah. Oh, they're doing the work.
I taught them what swirling meant,
They-
spinning went. We were talking about Chili's just the other day in our
Yeah, you
Taco Bell
were.
orders. Like, I ride for these girlies.
They've
They've seen me at my best and my worst.
They get an early history for sure.
Honey, they literally are the historians.
Yeah.
They see everything. They see everyone. Cause on the island, there's one grocery store
Yeah.
and it's the pantry.
Uh-huh.
And honey, it's got everything you need,
Yeah.
but it ain't big. You see your hookup from the night before, the person you avoided on Grinder,
Yes.
the whole shebang.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You run into these like community spaces and you see the
Yes.
same familiar faces. You
Yes.
say hello, you have your acquaintances, you run into people that you haven't seen in literally years.
Forever.
And that just shows how like connected the queer community
Yeah.
is, I think, in a fun way, and how this place centralizes that and it
Yes.
gives a haven for people to be able to come and have those
Yes.
unexpected experiences.
100%. And I think the other thing is too, so the culture out here is like obviously people own
Yeah.
wow goals,
Mhm.
but a lot of people come out and rent, or you do a share,
Yeah.
which is what we do. So a share is basically just means that we have 5 weeks throughout the summer. The standard share schedule is like you get 1 month or 1 week every month.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I think is funny is like I have Fire Island friends. Like there are people that I've been on pretty much the same share schedule for 6 years
Yeah.
now. And so other people have been that long. And so it's like 6 weeks a year.
On the
I'm
same
kikiing with
schedule.
these girlies.
Yes.
We go back to the city, we live our life. But honey, when we're back,
Yes.
mama.
I do love that. That's so fun.
Yeah. And so it's just it's a special place.
Yeah.
Again, there are some very toxic, but we're not toxic people. So we're not
Yeah.
talking about the toxic parts. But there's just nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And the history of, this was a safe space. It
Yeah.
started as a safe space, a place where queer people could go and be free. And it's gay summer camp.
That is truly how I feel about it.
I
It
mean,
is
it
gay
is-
summer camp. You are here for a predetermined amount of time.
Yep.
You see somebody, you catch a vibe with them.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation boyfriends later to come because we got to go deeper in that well.
Honey.
But you see these people and so emotions feel really high and it
Yes.
feels like an inescapable type of thing and you want to capture it. And it does feel like such a at 100 rush of emotions.
Yeah, I think if the general population knew what was actually happening out here,
Yeah.
gooped, gagged,
Tickled.
honey, pickle, honey,
Shout out to
pickles.
Georges.
But so again, we're not going to go into the history, but just to give you a sense, it's all boardwalks, it's beach. I think it's like a mile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is truly on a beach in natural
The woods.
native land, like a marsh basically,
Yeah, a
that they are
sandbar.
keeping afloat.
Yeah.
And there are deer, and it is truly like a whimsical,
Yes.
rainforest type experience.
The deer and the minxes.
The wild minks of Fire Island.
There are feral cats on Fire
Yeah.
Island, and one time we maybe had done a lot of mushrooms, and we were in the hot tub, and I swore we saw a minx.
A
Minx? A mink?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
We thought it split into 2. We were convinced. But there are feral cats,
Yeah.
which are totally a vibe. Another misconception is that only the Pines is the only town. There's Cherry Grove.
Yeah.
Very lesbian community. Also, there are, I think, 13 towns. But
Yeah.
it is more than just the Pines.
Yeah.
But it truly is a small town feel. There's a pizza shop, a bistro that I didn't know was there for the first 3 years because
Yeah.
I never went. There's a pavilion, which
Mhm.
is a place to go hang out.
Claire-
There's the sip and twirl,
I mean,
where you go to sip and
And
twirl.
twirl.
And then there's the blue well and the pantry and the canteen.
yeah.
We can't forget about the canteen. Sometimes we do fried food Saturdays and we just go to the canteen and get fried pickles, mozzarella
Chicken
sticks, chicken
strips.
tenders, fries. It's a whole vibe. Also important, we got to talk about the meat rack.
We have to talk about some of the traditions and the things
Yeah.
that have held the test of time and have been here and are why we are still here today.
Yeah. So the meat rack is formerly the Judy Garland Memorial Trail or something like
Walkway.
that. I'm not sure.
It actually is named after Judy Garland.
It is named
it's
after
a
Judy
patch
Garland.
of sand dune between Cherry Grove
Yes.
and Fire Island that is totally native and just protected. And
Talk about heart of the woods.
exactly, but it has so much history, but it is just a connector between the communities and
And it's where people go to fuck. Let's say it. It's the
Exactly.
meat rack. It's called the meat rack.
yeah,
And there was a time where there were no iPhones. There was no Grinder. There was no Sniffies. There was no Jack. There was no Hinge. There was no Tinder. There was no Instagram DM.
no Bumble.
Bumble.
The only one I could think of that you haven't listed already.
And so cruising
Yeah.
is a huge part of gay history
Right.
and gay culture. And the meat rack was the cruising spot. So there's different trails that you can take, but it's really just people out there fucking. And honey, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's getting in touch with nature. I sometimes say I'm not a nature girl. Bitch, when I'm in the meat rack, I'm a nature girl.
get down deep.
Honey, I am in the sand. I am rolling around.
That is shocking to me because
I'm
you
hiking.
iconically hate sand.
Well, you should see the dicks out there.
Well, I guess so. But there's also, we talked a little bit about the, like, tea
Yeah.
and, like, the origins of that just a little
Yes.
bit, but it's essentially just, like, this consecutive happy hour that happens that has been done since the '60s, and this
Yeah.
is why people dress in theme and
Yes.
dress in costume, and they are going all out because they were doing pageants and walks and
Yeah.
runways and balls, and here we are.
Yeah, and because really Fire Island at its origin was an escape where queer people could hold hands,
Yeah,
they could kiss in public, you could come the Pines was a place that you could come and be free, and at the time, it was illegal to serve alcohol to gay
right.
people. Let's sit with that for a minute.
Yep,
And that part of the origin of tea is that they would serve tea because it was like more acceptable,
right.
right? And it was disco, it was everything. And it still happens today. And now there's tea dance all over.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful thing, but that is the like I would say one of the pillars of the Fire Island
And
experience.
that is why it is like gay summer camp, suggested activities, other
Honey.
excursions that you can attend during the time.
Yes.
Are you going with your bunk? Or are you
Yes.
going with someone else's bunk?
Honey.
And that's what it's like. It really is like the suggested activity that we're doing this every day.
Yes, it's almost like
It's a socializing.
it's like a go see
Yeah.
to see who you're gonna fuck.
And and if there's one
You're
thing I know
scouting the talent.
if there's one thing I know about a go-see is you have a limited amount of time to get there and get back, and if we were going to be put on that test of time, we would be failing left and right because we can't get anywhere in this damn house.
Let me tell you the number of times we've shown up at tea and it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And we have iconic looks.
Yeah.
But babe,
While
it's
everybody's walking out. While everybody's walking.
So again, there are so many good resources. I also recommend watching Boys in the Sand, which is actually porn,
Yeah.
but beautifully done in the Pines. But we're here to talk about our experience, what it
Yeah.
means to us. We're here, we're queer, we're living. Tell me about your first time.
Okay.
Because we've been coming out here
Yeah.
together a lot, but I obviously moved here
Right.
before. And so I would love to know what your first time was like.
So when I was born, I no,
Right out of
no,
the right out of the womb, I had a vision of an island of gays
Exactly.
and speedos.
But kind of, but like I only knew a little bit about it, but then I really started to get to know it through you after you had moved and were coming here for a bit, and I knew you had the house and everything.
Yeah.
So
Wait, do have a question. Did you know about it before I moved here or before you? Because
that's
I saw it on the Normal Heart.
well, see, that's what I was gonna say. Yes, I think, but only in contexts about watching either fictionalized
Yeah.
or documentaries about like queer life. And I had heard about it, so I was just like, oh, it's just a gay queer heaven. And then, or haven, excuse me. And then when you started coming out here, I started
Yeah.
hearing the actual stories from you. And then a week opened up where you had available spots. So I was biting at the chance after hearing
You
you,
were chomping at the bit.
honey. Yeah. And but I remember coming out and it was like a small house that weekend. It was late in the season, which I
Yeah.
think was a great
Yeah.
introduction point for me.
Okay.
And I knew that it was gonna be fun and comfortable and like a space that I could be in, but I did not expect the like like
Yeah,
what
you don't know.
I
Like
had.
until you experience it, it's kind of wild what you come into.
Right, because you were telling me about tea and like we'll go do this and everything, and then I realized like as I'm talking about Housewives season whatever to
Yeah.
somebody, and then I hear somebody else talk about something else and being like Liza Minnelli and Madison
Yes.
Square
Oh
Garden.
my God.
And
Yes.
just like hearing these conversations that we had like up to that point
Yes.
that were like felt to me like the gayest, most femme expression of myself, and
Yes.
then being able to be there and witness other people be like, oh my God, there are people that talk like me,
Yes.
sound like me, act like me, and not like copy paste, but just be like, wow, like the perception that the bullies gave me
Yes.
growing up have totally warped my self perception. And coming out here
Yes.
at that time gave me like a new look at myself.
Well, we talked about when we met for the first
Yeah.
time and hearing people speak the same language. We when you come here, you can make the most niche specific reference. Like I remember we always say, I've been here for days, Lisa,
Uh huh.
quoting Kim
Beverly
Richards,
Hills.
which is a deep cut, and someone will turn around and be like, Kim Richards.
Yes.
So it is very that. It's like it's one of the only
Yeah.
places I've ever been where queer people are the community,
Yeah.
and we are in no way outnumbered, or we don't have to censor, we don't have to feel any certain way. It's
Yeah.
like, this is for queer people
Yeah.
to be whatever you wanna be.
And that's what I remember seeing. I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, the looks, the, like, way people talk, like, like, growing up, like, part of the, like, biggest fear was, like, sounding gay, and then hearing the sounds of gay around me being totally, like, nothing to me because that's how I sound and no one is pointing out that fact about you was truly, like, one of the, like, small parts but the deepest part of, like, being like, "Damn, people are out here talking just like me."
Yeah, living life, living
Yeah.
unapologetically, and being safe to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That I guess that part of it too is, like, it felt very safe, and I felt like even going into gay settings sometimes, like, feeling like I had to put on a specific mask, like we've talked
Yeah.
about before, and walking in feeling like I have to, like, have my guard up a little bit. My guard went down, like, after day 2, after realizing the vibe and the
Yeah.
flow of things, and so that was my first experience, but it was nice having it, like, being a small group, like me,
Yeah.
you, David, Taylor, and just it was so fun.
Yeah, and I think that that's the thing too, like, the queer experience is very nuanced. It's very centralized, like, there's a lot of common threads, but it's
Yeah.
also very nuanced.
Uh-huh.
People that are not in the queer community like to lump us together,
Yeah.
and I think that out here you do get to see a good variety
Mhm.
of queer experiences, and you get to feel something for the first time.
Yeah.
You get to feel not othered.
Yeah.
Like, that was the biggest thing
That's the
for
takeaway.
me. Like, my first time, I had just moved to the city in February. I met a group of friends, Bradley, Kevin, whatever, and they were coming out for Memorial Day weekend. And again, it is a privilege to be here. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
It is not necessarily like the most accessible,
Right.
and we recognize that. And I knew I wanted to come forever. Like, I saw it in the normal heart. I was like, that is
Yeah.
somewhere I want to go. I want to live in New York so I can be close to this. And, they had rented a room at the Botel,
Uh-huh.
which the Botel is currently under renovation.
Uh-huh.
I think it was called the Share Girl at the Botel. Cinder block prison.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like, literally, I think I paid for 2 nights $500 to stay in a room that, like, barely had running water.
Mhm.
But someone had dropped out of the room and they needed to fill the spot. And I remember Bradley texted me and was like, "Hey, we're leaving tomorrow. Can you come?" I packed in a backpack. I literally had a backpack for my first time coming out here,
Oh my
and
god.
honey, now I've got 3 wagons. I've got
We're packing it up.
it takes a whole village to get me out
Yeah.
here now. But I remember just immediately saying yes. One of the things I failed at in Chicago was saying yes to things that felt a little uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and I didn't know Bradley that well at that point, but I was like, "No, this is something I wanna do. I wanna do it." I came out here, girl, shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa." I literally had never seen anything like it. I was leaning in. Baby,
I have no doubt. I have
I
no
was
doubt.
saying yes to things
Yes.
I probably shouldn't have said yes to. I was out and about. I remember walking through the meat rack, and the people that I was with were so good
Yeah.
about just educating me and telling me all the things. I had a guide to show me what it was like, and that was 8 years ago, and I've been coming out every summer since because it changed me.
Well, no, my first experience was colored by my fairy god diva on Earth.
Ah! Say
And
that.
yeah, and, like, truly, you were doing the same thing to me and passing down those, like, traditions and stories and, like, here's how to, like, the schedule of events or whatever it
Yes.
may be. And,
Yeah.
like, I think on my first trip, we missed the last, water boat from the underwear party on Friday nights,
Oh,
and so we did have to walk through the meat rack, but it was
uh,
kind of like a perfect
yeah,
experience
yes,
because I had not
exactly,
experienced it.
exactly.
But, yeah, you're totally right. I kinda forgot what you said.
Well, I remember when I came out, this is a very standout memory. Ariana Grande, Dangerous Woman, had just come out,
Damn.
and the
Damn.
way that when it would go, "I'm so into
Yep.
you," and the whole island would erupt, same with Padam, like, so many songs that we've been
Yes.
through. But if like, I was such a baby gay to New York that I remember Kevin and Bradley giving me what is now uh,
Please cut
I'm
this. This was a
I'm
memorable
sick.
moment,
This was
and
supposed to be sweet. Don't cut it. Uh, I didn't even have like, I didn't know what to wear.
yeah.
Like, I had been out here or I had never been out here, and I didn't know what to wear, and I had this jersey that or a penny. They
Uh-huh.
call it a penny
Yeah,
on
they
the
do
East
call it
Coast. We call it a jersey, baby.
yeah.
And they gave it to me to have something gay to wear because otherwise I would have been out here in like my business fucking casual, which is
We
we
were still
talked about.
shaking those off.
Yeah, I was still shedding the business casual, and then now you have it. And I want you to tell the story because you're the historian.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
I
yeah.
shouldn't have poured such a heavy pour.
Co-historian. But, okay, so Hunter gives me this jersey, he's about to throw it out. John, our friend, says, "No, I think we should save this."
Yeah.
Saves it, has been telling me about it, I forget about it, and then earlier in the week, we were discussing, okay, if we were the house, the sisterhood of the traveling, what would it
What
be?
would
What
we
would it
be? The sisterhood of
be?
the traveling, not
Whatever.
pants. Yeah.
And then 2 nights ago, they present me with this neon green penny jersey that says Divas on the back.
Diva. She ain't
And
no
we
diva.
realized in that moment it was the sisterhood of the traveling jersey. This was the
Yes.
jersey that you had received when you first came
Yes.
here and moved to New York. You were passing
Yes.
it down to me after my first year of living in New York, and just it is a true family heirloom.
Transformative. Because here's the thing, I'm a hoarder. We've actually
Yeah.
addressed that. You called me out on
Uh-huh.
being a hoarder. Recently, I pretended like I was moving and got rid of so much shit, and I was just throwing, throwing, throwing.
Uh-huh.
And I had a drag bag that has been all of the things I've worn in Fire Island for the last 8 years, and I was just throwing stuff out, and that one specifically, I was like, "Oh, I don't wanna give that away. Maybe John wants it." So I gave it to John, and John was like, "Oh, I don't really want this, whatever." And then I didn't even think of the significance of it until you put it on downstairs. And I was like, oh my God, this was given to me when I first moved as like something to wear on the island. And
Yeah.
then we pulled up pictures of me in
You were
2017
wearing it.
wearing it. And so now it's Tucker's entire personality.
And no, truly, we were dead on arrival when that happened. You
Yeah,
could seen
we
you can
transcended.
yeah, you can imagine the
We
commotion.
were in the deep well, we transcended out of it,
Mhm.
did a twirl, and now we're going back in. And speaking of going deeper into the well, I think that the part that is most representative of our time in Fire Island is that it is gay summer camp,
Yeah.
that I am house mother,
Oh, you are
mother
house mother.
god. Listen,
She's in control, she organizes, she
control is an
spreadsheets.
interesting word is what my therapist would say, that you
Control
started
freak.
with.
Yeah.
That's a Housewives of DC reference, deep dive to come later. But no, I feel like being a house mother in Fire Island has given me everything I want to be as a Southern woman to like my family and the kids that I'll never have, but to my
100%.
all my children, mama,
Yes.
Erica Kane,
Yes.
mama. And being house mother is something I take immense pride in.
Yeah.
And I love it. House mother has turned to
And
mother
you do it
God.
so well.
And
I
we
gotta give you
oh
props,
my
for
God, thank
real.
you. Please continue.
Yeah, I literally can't
It's a
imagine.
lot of fucking work, let me
It
say that,
is.
but I do love it, and part of being the house mother, in addition to all of the responsibilities that are hard and cumbersome, is planning the themes, and here's the thing, as a house mother, I have a few founding principles.
Okay.
One, the only rule of the house is do whatever you want, whenever you want, regardless of what everyone else is doing, just don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Meaning, we're gonna be wild, we're gonna be crazy, we're gonna
Yeah.
be all over the place. If you do what feels good to you, like
Yeah.
that's the house rule.
Yep.
The other thing is a lot of people ask me, like, when I talk about Fire Island, being at the dinner party and being like, "Oh, you're a Fire Island girly."
Yep.
Again, we acknowledge the toxicity
Yeah.
that comes here. I think Fire Island is what you make it,
Yeah.
and I had immense insecurities when I first came to the island, like, the first time, I was, like, so enthralled, but I was also very insecure. I'd never seen gays this hot. I've never been in a community this large, like, there's all of these things, but what I learned is it's what you make it.
Yeah.
And I feel that the island has given me the opportunity to build the chosen family in a way that is so deep and meaningful to me that I can't express the gratitude I have to the freedom that has been created through coming out here, being silly, letting our guard down. And so much of that is rooted in planning and executing a fucking theme for tea. If I was competing in the Miss America pageant and I had to do a talent, it would be planning a theme.
It's a conversation starter. It's an
Baby.
entry point. It's
Because
a visual spectacle.
when you don't have shredded abs and a face that looks like it was carved from the Greek gods, you have to have a personality.
You have to rely on Party City wigs. I know that's right.
Yeah, and so I'm a personality gay,
Yeah,
not a body
same.
gay, and honestly, thank God for that.
We'll explain that in a social something or other.
Yes, it's a Julia reference, and we love COD.
Yeah.
Shout out to COD. Thank COD.
Thank God for that.
Okay, so we talked about the census,
Yeah.
the theme, but there have been many other iconic Fire Island themes.
Yep.
Which ones have you been a part of? Because I don't remember.
I actually haven't been a part of ton of them because I was only coming for like
Because you didn't live here.
one time a year.
When you were in Dallas.
Exactly. So I didn't get to participate in a lot of them. I think the census was the first one that I actually
Well,
got
what a way to
do.
start.
I know, truly. Like iconic,
Literally.
themed, a mission. Honey, I took acting 1. Give me a motivation. What's my objective in the scene?
The way that Tucker brings out acting 1 in everyday life. Who was your professor? Do you remember their name?
I want to say it was like Brandy Kimball or something like that.
Sounds like a acting 1 professor.
Yeah.
Let's send her a letter.
Yeah.
So the themes are the pride of what we've done out here. It is community building. It is making a statement.
Yeah.
It is going in, like, when I think about, someone once asked me like what my anthem is, and it's like when Beyonce in Move Out the Way. I'm with my girls and we all need space.
Yeah.
That's how I feel walking into tea.
Yeah.
In a very curated theme.
Yeah.
And not to hate on some of the themes, some of them are bad, but people go all out. When you know a house has character and is not relying on body,
Yes.
when they've got a deep theme.
100%
So I've made a list
of some of the themes.
That we've done over the years.
Okay.
In the early days, David and I, this is before we had a share house when we would just come out here. We love to just have a narrative.
Okay.
So like one time we went to
This sounds like acting 1 material to your point.
Honey, method acting.
Yeah. Get method, Heather.
We also just recently watched Heather's, and we're getting crucial. This podcast is very.
Really very.
Like one time we went and he was in a Coca-Cola one piece. I was in a Pepsi, and we would just walk up and be like, Coke or Pepsi, and everyone had to choose.
Oh, wow.
Themes can be simple.
Yeah.
We also once had a 3-part narrative where we were once 2 bottoms that became a top, and every day we had a different like theme of what had happened, and then by the end we were like, top life wasn't for us, we're 2 bottoms again.
No.
And we dressed as twins. We literally were like
back in the bottom closet you went.
Yeah, honey, I'm verse.
Yeah.
I'm actually true
in
verse.
the 50%.
For all the listeners curious, true verse.
True verse.
Okay, but the really, really good ones.
Okay.
So the iconic camouflage wedding dress was actually for.
So sad that I wasn't there for that.
I know. It was for a Fire Island theme. Always a bride, never a bridesmaid, because literally I'm always in weddings.
100%.
And this was my turn. And I wore the camo wedding dress, and I had bridesmaids and mullets. And you know those t-shirts that like have body outprints on them?
Yeah.
Or outprint?
Oh, yeah, like a spray paint or airbrush body.
What you would get at Gulf
Shores.
Shores, Alabama.
At Surf Style. Yeah.
Next to the Foley Outlet Mall.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
I did it. Okay, so I was the bride, and honestly, that's probably the census takes the cake, but that also got a lot of attention. And I'm not saying I like attention. I don't.
I was gonna say the subtext here is walking in and getting attention. I start to retreat. I'm like, Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, feeling the outfit, I'm
yeah,
totally in on it, and then as soon as we hit, like, right at 10, I'm like, "Oh, shit.
yeah,
Here,
well
I'm about to walk in."
yeah, well, also, the wedding was pre-liposuction, so I really had to stretch my talents for
Yeah.
attention.
Well, also, let's not forget that the title holders have seen this dress before in the Casey episode.
Of course, of course. Another favorite, have you seen The Craft?
Yes.
Okay, so David was
Love The
obsessed
Craft.
with The Craft. So in The Craft, they worship Mana.
Mhm.
Mana is the god,
Yeah.
and we did Mana Je toi, and we literally dressed
Bitch.
as witches in The Craft, and we at the end of the
That
night
hurt.
At the end of the night after tea, we went to the motherfucking beach with electronic candles,
Yeah.
made a circle around ourselves,
Yeah.
did a seance, passed around party favors of our choice. It started storming when we were out there. The
No.
fucking cops got
No.
called because we were getting so rowdy in the storm with our candles worshiping Mana.
You broke the ordinance?
We literally transcended, and honestly, like, most of the group's life fell apart shortly after, and
Wow.
James texted me and was like, "We thought we were being funny," and then
We
Mana said,
we did we did not respect the balance.
"We did not respect the balance," but what a time. I wore this, like, cape and a long, I mean, it was witchy. We
Yeah.
got
I'm so jealous
witchy.
that I didn't even participate in that because you
Yeah.
know that I love a witch moment, and I actually just watched The Craft for the first time within my adult life, and it changed my life. What are some other
Okay,
things?
well, also, one time I went to dinner in LA, and I went and my friend was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring a friend," and it was a cast member of The Craft. Talk about iconic.
Stop.
Summoning. Okay,
Summoning.
there've been so many more. We did a Sports Illustrated one once where we were like
Mm.
Sports Illustrated girlies gone bad. That's when I wore the breastplate in the Western
Okay,
outfit,
I was
and
literally
I
about to
was
bring that up.
dancing
Yeah,
up on the
in the
the
Botel.
balcony and shaking
Yeah,
my titties. Big hit.
yeah.
And then when Brian and I came out here for the closing party for Halloween, we were Lana Del Rey's alligator tour guide's husband's cousins from Florida
Yeah.
who were invited to the wedding. Brian and I were literally in like harnesses, thongs, and had blow up alligators. And the whole, like, people were
Ugh.
alligators, people were rednecks, people were tour guides. Like,
Stop.
literally, just the whole time, we were embodying what it would have been like to be at that wedding.
And that is what is so beautiful is being able to create a very specific reference and have people know it and also not be afraid to talk about it. It reminds me of one of my favorite memes that's like, "I hate gay Halloween. What do you mean
Oh,
you're Lana Del Rey's cousins who grew up in Oklahoma and are
yes.
also alligator trainers?"
What do you mean you're Lady Gaga in 3 minutes, 47 seconds from the Marry the Night video?
Yes.
But the gays will know,
Yes.
and that's what it's like to do a theme.
Yes.
Because literally one time oh my God, talk about people that slayed a theme. Right after I showed you uh Drop Dead Gorgeous,
Yeah.
and then we came out here and people were dressed in the paint, in the
And the paint,
overalls
yes,
with the paint from the fucking
on their ass.
performance, and that's on Knowing or Not Afraid to Reference.
Or not reference, but they did make a reference.
So the most recent one that we did actually was in conjunction when we were planning Queer Coded Country
Okay.
and how much we love pageants.
Mm.
So,
Oh, yeah, this one
we
hurts me too.
yeah, Tucker's a little more, nice and
No, I wasn't there. Don't go for my quality.
I'm going for your character.
Okay, well, this
No,
is gonna end up well.
it's a good character.
Yeah,
So we love John Benet Ramsey
yeah,
in this house, and
yeah,
we love celebrating her.
yeah,
Whether she's Katy Perry or not,
uh-huh,
we're on her side.
yep,
And so we decided that we would become the Church of the Resurrection
of
of
John
John
Benet
Benet
Ramsey.
Ramsey. And to raise money for our cause, we were creating a pageant. and everyone was entering the pageant. It was a scholarship program
Hello.
for the Church of Resurrection of John Benet Ramsey Foundation.
Mhm.
So everyone got to choose their
Yep.
title holders, and we went to tea. I was Little Miss Dime Store Cowgirl. John was Miss Whatcom County. We had
Love.
Brian, who was referencing Best in Show.
Yes.
We love to talk and not talk, and he had a poodle, and I broke.
So good.
Remember when I
I
broke
did
the
I
head
did
of the
hear about
poodle?
the head breaking off.
This was before we were dating, so it wasn't an issue.
Yeah. Thank God.
But we went as title
Yeah.
holders. We went as pageant
That is
girlies.
so good.
And that's the
God.
last big theme that we've done because let me tell you, mama's tired.
Yeah.
Mother God is tired. She is
She
out
needs
here.
she needs a chicken quesadilla and she needs some colloidal silver.
You got some?
Want a hit?
But the themes are a part of the community building and it's so fun. And here's the thing, I just feel like there's a version of myself that I can access not only while here, but because I've been here.
Mhm.
And I think that like, there's so much that we could talk about Fire
Yeah.
Island. Like, we have merely scratched the surface, but it's like when I think about it and, like, parting shots, like, when I think about what this place means, it's like, I look back at photos. Don't go
Through
through your
your
camera
camera roll,
roll. So
much
much you
you don't
don't know.
know.
When I look back at it, I can see my evolution with gender.
Yeah.
I can see my evolution with my presenting masculine, presenting feminine, presenting all of these different ways. And like, ultimately, what does it mean? And so much of it is tied to getting to experiment and explore and see all of the different parts of the community in Fire Island and have a safe space to be the most
Yeah.
feminine or be the most masculine, to tap into that and know that it's a safe space. And then I take parts of that with me back into my life. Like, that's the thing, is that this place has given me freedom
Yeah.
in so many ways. And a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but it's deeper than just a gay island full of hot men and sex and drugs and all of the things. It has given me access to a part of myself that I didn't know existed.
Yeah. I think my parting shot is very similar to what you were saying about taking something with you. Like every trip, like I was out, I was comfortable. I thought that I had known the extents of my sexuality up to that point, but then being able to be around other people who are truly living the version of themselves that they saw when they were
Yeah.
kids and they were
Oh,
uninhibited by or didn't understand what some of the
yes.
societal pressures were or the gender norms or the sexual norms. And every time that I came, I came back to Dallas with some sort of like new understanding of the comfortability I have with myself
Yeah.
and my own self-esteem and the way I present. And it's okay to present femme, to your point. It's okay to present mask. It's okay to present somewhere in between. And that is what has been so beautiful about my experience every time, is seeing that, and also just the sisterhood and friendship of what is the house and the
Yes.
community.
It almost gives you access to a version of yourself that you maybe haven't, even if you're not expressing it, you see other people expressing it.
Yeah.
It's like we talk about the weird kids that we were. We talk about all of the culture that we're consuming. We talk about all of these things. And here you're just kind of thrown into it
Yeah.
and you get to live it. You get to live it.
Yes. And I have one more parting shot to piggyback
Oh
on
my
top of
God. Well,
yours.
I have one too.
Because
Oh my God. We can never part
Okay.
because we're Fire Island.
So, someone recently, this happened to me last time I was here. I walked up to someone and I was wearing a very colorful outfit, and then I saw this person's like jacket they were wearing. I was like, "Oh my God, I love your jacket." And he just started going in on my outfit. And when we parted ways after we had a conversation, he goes, "You know what? Stay weird." And
Oh,
I was like,
yes.
I was like, okay, bitch, hold on. Who's weird here?
But it's that.
But at the same time, knowing absolutely the freak that I am is my
Yes.
own personal freak, and
Yes.
my house matches my freak.
Okay, but Tucker, that's part of our power. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand 10 toes in the ground. Not
one
not
toe
eight,
off
not one.
business.
I'm gonna stand 10 toes in the ground on this because also a guiding principle of my life outside of the island is if I can be someone that someone sees living in a way that makes them even feel an inch more themselves
Yeah.
or an inch more brave or whatever it may be. I hate the word brave. I can't believe I just said that.
Oh, well.
Brave is an insult. Stop using it. We shouldn't have to be fucking brave. But
This is your
anyway,
fight song.
do not.
Shout out, Jamie. Shout out, Jamie.
But I think that this goes back to the push and pull of the island where, sometimes I am insecure. Sometimes I do feel the body dysmorphia creep back in. Sometimes I do feel these things. But what I do is live the most authentic version of myself out here. And there's so many people doing the same.
Yeah.
The people that said stay weird, right? But there are also people that, even though they're gay, even though they're out, even though they're in Fire Island, they haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But if seeing me in a camo wedding dress is like, oh, look at that. Or like literally,
that.
oh, well, hey, look over there. But it's like, this is a place where you get what you give.
Yeah.
And baby, we're giving.
Honey, we're trying. It's really very.
My other parting shot was that I know why both of us have sciatica, twisted sacrum, because we've been on this couch, like literally sitting in any way. My fucking ass is cramping.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay, so
I think that means.
I know. It means that we need to get the MMX boys to give us a massage. It means that we're done with this, but we're not done.
Never.
We've only scratched the surface. We are coming back with more.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's buckle those belts.
And then second things second, we are going to give it to you. Yeehaw to Yes Queen.
Fuck yeah, Fire Island edition. This
is the part of the show where we are going to be discussing some of the topics that we heard throughout the episode, and we're going to be rating them on a scale of Yeehaw to Yes Queen. And as a reminder, Yes Queen is absolutely fabulous, and Yeehaw is just down home, good country roots. Neither are bad. In the middle is great. We love it.
First, witchcraft. That's Yes Queen.
It could be Yeehaw, though, because it is so ingrained in how people navigated the world and the elements and understanding their surroundings.
Okay, but also what I'm thinking Yeehaw for witchcraft is the wonderful wild whites of West Virginia. They were doing witchcraft.
That's shadow work.
Let me just say, witchcraft is part of Tucker's life.
Yeah.
He's a witch.
Yeah.
He predicts things. He sees things. And honestly, I summon Mana.
Yeah.
It's Yeehaw and Yes Queen. Witchcraft knows no bounds.
Exactly.
Just like faggotry.
Where Yeehaw means Yes Queen.
Obviously.
Data.
Oh. I don't know much about it.
Let's Wikipedia it real quick.
Brian, are you downstairs? Brian, we need to know. Data.
I think it's Yeehaw.
I think it's Yeehaw and Yes Queen.
Yeah.
I think everyone should know some form of data.
Yeah.
And maybe your data is knowing what Lady Gaga did at 3 minutes and 56 seconds in the Mary of the Night video. And that's important. And maybe your data is 2 years spent saving the piping plovers of Fire Island like Bryant did. Like, data's everywhere.
Yeah. If you really think about it. If you really think about it, data is so everywhere. It's very.
Honestly, data's very. And if more people were looking at data and not conspiracy theories on the internet, perhaps we could all live like we were on Fire Island all the time.
Period.
I'm scared of data, though. Let me be honest.
Corporate retreats.
I am coming out of my seat for a corporate retreat.
Girl, speak on it.
Let me just
what are
say, Well, first of all, they're yes queen, because let me tell you about corporate retreats.
Mhm.
One of the biggest trends of corporate retreats is that there are a lot of men and women who are away from the kids. And they start as professional button up business people. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting texts at 4 a.m. Get your ass down to the blackjack table, motherfucker. We're gambling. That's a real story.
No.
So, literally, corporate retreats, I don't think you can categorize them as yeehaw or yes queen. I think you categorize them as mess, because
And that's what this has been.
you start the day talking about, like, what are the core values of the company?
What are we gonna take away today?
What are the Q3 earnings, honey? Are we hitting Q3 metrics or not? What's the SWOT analysis of why we're not? And then by the end of it, you've got moms of 3, titties out,
Mhm.
ready to party.
Yeah.
And honestly, corporate retreats are where dreams go to die.
Yeah. I don't go on them. Yeah.
You're on one, you
This is
stupid
the only
cunt.
this is the only one I would go on.
And honey, the corporate retreat that we're on, again, Brian, I paged him up, but
Yeah.
he can't get up here. He's
Yeah.
locked in the closet
Yeah.
because this corporate retreat is not HR approved.
But we are going to be coming at you hot and heavy for season 2. We have been
Get
planning.
me hot and
We have
heavy.
been strategizing, and to your earlier point, the racy that we'll never use.
But we're building it.
That's right.
We're gonna build a racy. We're gonna publish it. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my fucking ass.
Ugh, well,
And to that we say,
y'all come back now, you queer. Queer Coded Country is created and hosted by Hunter Poole and Tucker Travis, produced and edited by Sammy Junio.